Hi, and welcome to another edition of Right on Rangers Live, coming at you in the ninth inning of a currently 6-4 ball game. Josh Young taking former Ranger Aroldis Chapman deep to make it a 6-4 ball game. Sent that one right over the Green Monster. Josh Smith up to bat right now. Foul makes it a 2-strike count, 0-2 on Josh Smith. Smith 1 for 4 on the day. Pitching letting us down a little bit today. Bullpen not quite as sharp as what we would have liked. Tyler Mahle actually had a pretty decent game. Had to labor a little bit, but 5 innings, 2 earned runs. Josh Smith is going to get sawed off here. And Aroldis is just going to go ahead and tag him out, man. I don't know what he was swinging at. Trying to catch up with 101 literally right on the hands. It's a tough lefty-lefty matchup. That ball had some nice action coming back inside, man. So we got one down here. Aroldis Chapman, not an easy AB. Definitely not, especially that lefty-lefty. Let's see what Wyatt has to offer. 1 out, Rangers down 2. Wyatt gets on. You bring up Corey Seager. Who knows? Horse and the Hound Paw, appreciate it, man. Thanks for tuning in. And thank you to everybody that's tuning in right now. Wish it could be under better circumstances. We got 1 out in the 9th. Rangers down 2. Wyatt Langford now 2-0 count. And I think we were talking about the pitching. Mahle, 5 innings, 2 earned runs, 5 total base runners. Mahle had a not perfect game, but a no-hitter through 3 innings. Took a no-hitter into the 4th. Mahle was, I thought, pretty good tonight. I mean, I know he goes 88 pitches in 5 innings, not super ideal, but hard to get on Mahle. Wyatt Langford is going to take 4 straight balls. Thought that maybe one of those, that very last one, might have gotten called a strike, but Corey Seager is going to come up with an opportunity to tie this ball game. That's all you can really ask for. We get Corey Seager a chance to tie this one up. Not going to be an easy matchup. Maybe a Corey Seager oppo, like left center field over the monster. I would love to see something like that right now, y'all. Give me a little oppo blast, kind of left center field over the monster for the tie ball game. I would love it. Absolutely would love that. 1-0 right now. Really, Rangers today got into trouble. Hobie Milner, probably the first time I can remember Hobie Milner not looking super sharp. Oh, by the way, Rangers1572, appreciate all the likes, man. It means a lot. Milner wasn't super sharp today, and I think we can forgive him. He's been nails almost the entire season. Jacob Webb, just not my favorite guy out in the Rangers pen. Corey Seager. Oh, he just missed it. He just missed that one, y'all. I don't know if the Boston night air killed that. Looked like that ball was tattooed. If y'all are a little bit behind me, you're going to see it in a sec. Looked like he got that one right off the bat, or at least it was going to be trouble. They were playing him well, playing him really well. And that ball gets caught right before the track. Felt like off the bat, that one should have been off the wall, maybe even gone. Blaine Crim is going to be the final hope here against Aroldis. Solid, healthy hack by Crim, man. Fouled that one right back. Just missed it, man. Just a tick below that ball, man. Blaine Crim looking for that first major league hit. He's 0 for 1 with the ground out. 0-1 count right now. Rangers' final hope here in the 9th. Aroldis on the bump. Yeah, Blaine was guessing a little bit there. 102. Probably close to, I would say, half a foot above the zone. And Blaine is down to his final strike here. Get the rally caps on, man. Here we go. Boston crowd on their feet. Sure would love to see the rookie keep this game alive. Here's the pitch. Foul tip, but Wong couldn't squeeze it. So we're doing 0-2 again. Let's see. What do we got? I'll get to all y'all's comments here in just a little bit. Mainly locking in on the game at this point in time. And I'll catch up later. I just being real. I don't love it when the comments spoil it for me. Healthy Hack again, man. He is just missing it. Like he really is just missing it. He's hit 2 balls straight back into the net. That last one that he just hit back into the net, again, you're a tick up on your swing, and that ball is tattooed. So it doesn't mean he's going to necessarily come through here, but I like the at bat he's having. You wonder if Aroldis is going to go off speed and try and do something filthy here just to get the rookie totally off his game. Let's see what we got here. 0-2 pitch. Here it comes. Yeah, he did. He tried to get Blaine Crim looking silly there. Tried to get Blaine Crim looking silly, spiked the slider. So ball 1. Now we're on pitch number 6. So look, a quality at bat from Blaine Crim here. I think you got to like what you're seeing from the rookie. This is not an easy spot. Game on the line, up against a tough, hard-throwing lefty vet like Aroldis. 6+ pitches in an AB, that's quality in my book. Here's the pitch. Another one fouled straight back. What an AB. Great battle by Crim. Great battle. He could have easily laid over about 4 or 5 pitches ago, but dude's battling up there. This is going to be pitch number 7 coming up. Yeah, look, I'm with you, Sam. I'm with you, but I think with the rookie especially, you got to like what you're seeing here. We hold him to a little bit of a different standard than Seager. Great eye. He takes a fastball high and away, so it's a 2-2 count. We got the 2s. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Wouldn't it be sick if he just lights into one right here and makes this a 6-6 ball game? I'm trying to speak it into existence, y'all. I really am. They're going to go out and talk about it, man. The rookie making him a little nervous. Connor Wong's going to go out and talk to Aroldis Chapman right now. We keep going. He did. Siegs almost did it. It really, really looked off the bat like that one was going to be at least a gap shot getting Langford home. The Boston air must have killed that one a bit. It really looked good off the bat. I'd love to see the exit velocity on that one. I missed it live. If Blaine Crim can reach, it would be Marcus Semien batting next. He would be the go-ahead run at the plate. Strike 3, they're going to tag Blaine Crim, and that is going to be the game. 6-4, the Rangers fall to the Red Sox. So we have got an early morning, at least for me. For y'all, it'll be right around lunchtime. Early morning baseball tomorrow out here in Vegas. Rangers are playing at 10:35 West Coast time, 12:35 Texas time. This is going to be a fast turnaround. You got to get back to the hotel quick, go to bed, and do it all again tomorrow. In a way, it's kind of good. As a former player, I would much rather get up the next day early and get the loss, get the bad taste out of my mouth. So, like, if you got to lose a game, lose it right before you're about to play a day game, and just hopefully get out of the way, get the bad taste out of your mouth as you go on to the next series in Detroit. Rangers are going to be heading there after their game Thursday, tomorrow against the Red Sox. Look, this is a game that the Rangers could have won. It definitely was there for the taking at different points. Rangers had a 2-0 lead in this one, then a 3-2 lead. Then the game was tied. And you just didn't have enough timely hitting. Wyatt Langford goes 0 for 4. And he did have a walk today. Corey Seager, 1 for 5. You did not have totally solid performances from the top of the order. Top of the order went a collective 2 for 14. When I say top of the order, we're talking 1 through 3. So anytime you're going 2 for 14 through, probably not going to be your best day offensively. And that's what we saw right now. And look, it's low-hanging fruit, but I'm not going to go after all the people that were going crazy yesterday for Brett Boone's impact, because today looked pretty similar, did it not? Today looked pretty similar to what we've been seeing, albeit Corey Seager in the lineup versus not being in the lineup the past couple of weeks with the hammy injury. So Marcus Semien 0 for 4. Rangers leave 9 on base tonight. And look, beyond that, Evan Carter 0 for. And I think other than that, everybody else had a hit. Young, Heim, Garcia, Peterson, Seager, Smith all came through with hits today. When you look at the box score, you had 8 total hits. Not terrible. Not terrible. 4 RBI. Josh Young gets the home run there at the end. You did have a couple of spots in the game. I'm just looking through the box score real quick, and then I'm going to totally take all the comments and questions. You had Langford leaving 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs. Simeon left 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs. Evan Carter left 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs. And we were in combined 0 for 10 with runners in scoring position. Oh, boy. Rough day at the ballpark. Are we blaming Brett Boone? Thank you. Fire Boone. 0 for 10 with runners in scoring position. Look, I told y'all we're not going to go on and on about it. We covered it enough on the show yesterday. Boone had 0 impact on the game yesterday. I mean, I hate to break it to you. 0 impact. Dude got off a plane, probably went around and introduced himself, and then watched 9 innings of baseball. I mean, that's the extent of what Brett Boone did before the game started yesterday. And during the game, I mean, who knows? Maybe there were a couple of asides here or there. Dude's just getting to know people. Like, there was no impact yesterday. So today, not surprised. Like, the Rangers weren't going to score 7 runs a game forever. It was a nice little 2-game stretch. But here we are, back to the tough going with runners in scoring position. I did like the game that I saw from Adolis today. Obviously, he had the home run. He had a nice sacrifice fly that came right after a terrible at-bat from Marcus Semien. Simi, baby, like, it was 2nd and 3rd, nobody out. And, obviously you'd love to see Marcus come through there with an RBI, but first pitch swinging, what was this? Can y'all remember? Was it the 4th inning, the 5th inning, something like that? Marcus has 2nd and 3rd, nobody out. First pitch swinging, ground ball, and it doesn't advance anybody, and you don't even get a run out of it. That's my thing with Marcus. It's been my thing, and I know you can't control all the time where the ball goes once you hit it, but if you're going to be swinging on first pitch, if you're going to swing on first pitch, you better be sure you're doing your job. You've got to be sure you are going to do a job up there. Otherwise, for me, it's a terrible at bat and it's a terrible approach. And the pitch Marcus swung at, I think it was an off-speed pitch. I don't know if that's what he's looking for. First pitch off speed. Didn't look like a pitch that was just totally not handleable, if that's even a word. Like, it wasn't a pitch that he couldn't have handled, but you're swinging first pitch, no outs, runners on 2nd and 3rd, and you ground out to the shortstop. Don't get that at all. I'm glad that this got brought up. I can't shout out the username. But the question is, why did we pitch to Bregman? I tweeted about this live during the game. I have 0 idea why we decided to pitch to Bregman there in the bottom of the 7th inning. Made little to no sense to me. And there's 2 huge reasons. I would love to hear what Bruce Bochy and what Mike Maddux, were talking about and what they thought was best there in that spot, because I don't get it. You had a base open. Bregman had really been torching you all game. Bregman had a home run in the game. He had a ball off the green monster. Dude had like 6 total bases in the game. I have no clue why you pitched to Bregman there. And maybe Robert Garcia missed. I think it's possible. I can't imagine they're trying to throw Alex Bregman a center cut pitch there in the bottom of the 7th inning right after a mound visit. So my guess is what they told Garcia is nibble on the corners, see if he'll go after anything. And if he doesn't, we'll just walk him. And Robert Garcia made a mistake pitch, threw one right over the heart of the plate, and Bregman didn't miss it. Personally, I don't know if I'm even really messing around in that spot. I think I'm probably going straight to the rookie Campbell. I don't know why you wouldn't want to take your chances with Campbell over Bregman. Again, as good of a game as Campbell might have been having, and he was 1 for 4 on the night tonight, Alex Bregman had a home run and a double up to that point. I don't understand the move at all in that moment. And, you had obviously a lefty on the mound, Robert Garcia, but you're facing back-to-back righties. It really doesn't matter, lefty, righty, the matchup itself. You've got Bregman, a right-handed hitter. You've got Campbell, a right-handed hitter. You're going to have a righty in the box either way. There's no reason to throw to Bregman in that spot with the base open. I would love to hear an explanation for that. Would love to hear what they thought was the solid, sound strategy for pitching in that moment to Alex Bregman. Like, I don't know. Sam, I don't think that I agree in this case. You'd rather intentionally walk Bregman than lose the game. And that's what ended up happening. Like, seriously. Alex White, Ohtani, Bregman against the Rangers today. He sure was, man. He sure was. Yeah, I cannot emphasize enough how stupid it was to pitch to Alex Bregman in the bottom of the 7th inning. Dude, if he was having a bad game, I could totally go with it, right? If he was like 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts up to that point, could totally go with pitching to Alex Bregman. Dude had a double and a home run that was nuked. At what point are you saying, let's just put the 4 up and let's let the rookie win this ball game? You can live with that. I can live with Christian Campbell winning the game. I don't know how you can go to sleep tonight. Yeah, we gave Alex Bregman an opportunity to hit the go-ahead runs in when we had a rookie right behind him. Again, I don't care how good Christian Campbell has been to start the season. You would rather face him in that spot than Alex Bregman. You've got 2 outs. You get a force out at every base. Yeah, I cannot understand that move at all. If we put up 4 consistently, we will win a lot of games. Don't sweat it. I know 4 has been the magic number, and I do think by and large that is correct. Clearly, at the end there, Josh Young launches the solo shot. It's great. The Rangers offense was pretty bad tonight. 0 for 10 with runners in scoring position. I don't know if I can pat the offense on the butt after an 0 for 10 night with runners in scoring position. I'm sorry. Hard Chuck, I'm sorry. I can't pat them on the butt and say, y'all did great. 0 for 10 with runners in scoring position. That's not great. That's terrible. So you get the solo shot from Dolly. You get the solo shot from Young. And look, Adolis had a sacrifice fly as well. Corey Seager drove in a run on a ground ball. The Rangers just didn't get enough out of their opportunities tonight. In fact, you got 0 out of your runners in scoring position opportunities tonight. So I definitely think tonight is not the night to say, well, the offense scored 4 runs. Yeah, they were also 0 for 10 with runners in scoring position and left 9 on base. So, Travis, I hear you. I hear you, but those are some pretty low standards, my friend. The comment was, it's improvement from the slump we've been in. At least tonight we put runners on. I would actually submit, in the slump, we would put runners on. We would just be doing this exact same thing. We could never come through with the big hit. Now, there were some games where we had like 4 or 5 opportunities. Tonight we had 10. I guess, however we want to view this, glass half full. I don't walk away from this game super glass half full. I walk away from this game thinking to myself, this looks like what I've been watching. And you know what? If Josh Young doesn't hit the solo shot and we only score 3 tonight, I think there's even more of a conviction there with what I'm saying. So I don't think that the offense needs any kind of props tonight. We don't need to give them any butt pats. It's not a good night for the offense. You go 0 for 10 with runners in scoring position. No, thank you. But let's highlight some individual performances. If you want to talk individual guys that had nice games, that's what I want to do. I definitely don't want to sit here, though, and say, yeah, the pitching sucked. The offense did great. Be happy about it. Yeah, I like what Dolly did tonight. Like I said, loved the situational hitting there to get the sac fly after a terrible at-bat from Marcus Semien. I thought that you had some good quality at-bats from Corey Seager. He hit the ball hard a number of times, even though 1 for 5 in the box score doesn't really show up. He had multiple 100-plus EVs tonight. And then you also had guys like Jock Peterson. Jock Peterson, I thought, had a great night, 2 for 2 with a walk, and then pinch hit a little bit later on. Lefty coming in the game, I believe. I think. Look, maybe I'm mistaken on that one, but I thought Jock and Dolly and Corey Seager probably had the best nights up at the plate. Weird night with the challenge calls, right? Weird night with some of the challenges. I know that y'all saw that challenge on the Wyatt Langford ground ball. Looked like Wyatt totally missed the base. Explain it to me. It looks like they just missed that call, like straight up missed it, right? But if you got an explanation as to why he was actually safe, you drop it in the comments and let me know. I watched that replay super quick on the fly on my phone. I was heading home from work. Got to watch about the 4th inning on at home. Missed that call, though. Just watched a quick replay. Couldn't figure out for the life of me why they called Wyatt Langford safe on that replay. I do think it's a little bit of a Peterson redemption tour. I really do. I really do. The comments, who the hell is Josh Smith? A really good baseball player. You should, Texas Repo, you should remember Josh Smith. He walked off the Astros. I think he walked off the Astros twice last year. One was a home run, where maybe there were 2 games where he walked it off with a home run. Y'all let me know. Didn't Josh Smith have 2 walk-offs against the Astros last year? I know he had 1. Maybe it's just 1. But you'll find out soon enough, Texas Repo. But I'm glad you're hanging out with us tonight. Appreciate you. Yeah, I'm sure you do like seeing Alex Bregman playing well, especially against the Rangers. I don't know if you want to see Bregman have to play the Astros, though, my friend. I don't think that is a great combo. I think Bregman would probably torch the Astros in a series. You might not want to run into him. I don't know. He looks pretty dang good right now. I know that he was asking for a pretty penny, and Astros had other plans with other players, but man, like Alex Bregman a lot. If he wasn't a Houston Astro, I'd love to have him on my team. Keep going. Time to bring in another bat to help out perennial MVP Josh Smith. Shoot. Josh Smith, he definitely had some nice plays tonight. That play over at first base, although I will say you kind of saw the negative of Josh Smith playing first base on that bang play in the 7th inning? Like, not good positioning, not out in front to get the pick. It was a very awkward play. And look, Josh Smith, you're going to have plays like that for a guy that hasn't played a lot of first base at the major league level. But you like the bat in the lineup, right? But Josh Smith kind of showing the inexperience a little bit late in the game there. And I don't think he is going to be the answer long-term over at first base, but I like having his bat in the lineup. That's for sure. I think he's probably going to get more experience over there, Jet. I really do think that he'll probably end up getting more games. I don't think that he's going to suddenly get removed from that role. Now, when Berger comes back up, you figure that he'll probably play there a little bit more. But like we talked about last night, I don't really know if Jake Berger has a great everyday role on this club when he comes back from AAA. When we're facing a righty, you look at the lineup. I'm looking at it again tonight. I just don't know where Berger fits in. You can make the argument maybe Young, you sub out Young, but Young is a guy like Evan Carter. You want Young playing every day. You've got to develop these young guys. You want guys like Josh Smith. You want guys like Wyatt Langford, Evan Carter, Josh Young playing every single day. You don't want to platoon these guys. And I know that Jake Berger is a young guy himself, but I don't know. I see Josh Young on a little bit of a different level than Jake Berger. And I see all the other guys that I just mentioned on another tier, on another level than Jake Berger also. I think Jake Berger, for being a young guy per se, I think he's kind of at the bottom of the totem pole out of all the other young guys we got. I don't think that you want to take away ABs from guys like Langford, Carter, Smith, Young to give to Berger. I don't look at this right-handed lineup and see a place for Jake Berger. I think he's mainly going to be a lefty guy. When there's a lefty lineup, you'll see him sub in for Jock Peterson. I think that's about it. We keep going. I think that the Rangers this year, could they make a deep playoff run? 100% they could. Baseball offense, it's just so crazy. Like, you can get hot at just the right time and win the whole thing, and you really didn't have that awesome of a regular season. Like in 2023, the Rangers, they were dominant the first 60 games. They went 40-20 in 2023. And then they kind of faded a little bit down the stretch, right? They were limping into the playoffs, and then they just got hot right at the right time, and they won the whole thing. And that's what happens, I think, a lot. I know I don't want to bring up this World Series in this World Series champion because it still hurts. But you think about the 2011 Cardinals, who beat the Texas Rangers in that 2011 World Series. That Cardinals team snuck in on the last day to the playoffs and then just got unbelievably hot. And they had good pitching. They had good starting pitching that year. And that's all it takes. You don't have to be an offensive juggernaut in the playoffs if you've got good starting pitching, which the Rangers do. So I do feel like, yeah, it's early, but I feel very comfortable saying the Rangers could easily win the divisional round and make it to the ALCS. I don't know if they're going to get to the World Series or win the whole thing, but it wouldn't shock me if the Rangers end up in the ALCS. They've got the best 1-2 starting pitching punch in all of baseball. Again, I'm waiting to hear who a better 1-2 punch is than Jacob deGrom and Nate Eovaldi. And I know that Nate Eovaldi isn't necessarily regular season stat patter, but if you've watched Nate Eovaldi pitch in the postseason, you know how good he is. Again, tell me who's a better 1-2 punch in the league than Jacob deGrom and Nate Eovaldi in a playoff series. So we can talk about regular season all day long and compare stats and stuff like that. I'm just talking about dudes and guys that are gamers. When it comes down to the most pressureful situations, there's nobody that I want in the league over Nate Eovaldi and Jacob deGrom in the playoffs. Absolutely not. Keep going. Jet, who chokes in playoff games? We keep going. 2011 is the forbidden word. My bad. I knew it was going to get a little touchy bringing up 2011, but I don't really think there's any other better example for not a great regular season team, but got hot at just the right time. Rangers, I think, did it in 2023. Like, that regular season in 23 felt better than what it really was just because the Rangers limped to the finish line, man. The Diamondbacks, yeah, I think you could throw them in there as well. I don't think that the Dodgers are unbeatable. I've never really thought the Dodgers are unbeatable, but I do think that they've got a really talented squad that now has a ton of experience making it all the way to the World Series and winning it. So, yeah, they're the defending champs. I don't fear the Dodgers. Like, there's no way the Rangers can beat them. We played every game with the Dodgers, like, one-run game. Like, it's clear the Rangers can hang with just about any team in the league. But I will say the Dodgers have got a lot of star power, and I'm sure they're going to be the heavy favorites. That would be kind of funny. The comment on YouTube is, San Fran's looking pretty good. What about a 2010 rematch with the Giants? That would be theater. Bruce Bochy having to coach against his former team. That would be pretty great. That really would be. We were the most potent offense in the league in 23, about 70% of the time. Yep. I do think rose-colored glasses, 23 regular season, a lot of people see the Rangers as a juggernaut. And look, they won, 90 games? I mean, that's good, but I don't think that's juggernaut. And they did start out the year 40-20, which I think is really solid. But then they kind of faded down the stretch. There were some bad stretches of games in that 23 year where the offense didn't look great and you didn't exactly know where it was going to be coming from consistently. And then the team just hit another gear when they went to Tampa Bay for that 3-game set with the Rays. Well, 3-game series, I should say, technically. But nevertheless, I feel good about the Rangers' chances. I think that they are going to have to figure out the offensive consistency. But if you can just tread water, maybe pick up a bat at the deadline, and then let the starting pitching eat, I think they've got just as good a shot at anybody, especially with guys like Jacob deGrom, Nate Eovaldi. I'll throw in Tyler Mahle leading the charge at starting pitching. You don't want to run into those guys in a playoff series. Like, I don't think a lot of people respect Tyler Mahle's name as much as they do Eovaldi and deGrom, but I think Tyler Mahle in a playoff game, I would 100% feel confident about. We keep going. Let's see. Bullpen meltdown tonight. John, a little bit, yeah. I mean, there was not sharpness from the pen as we've seen in the past. Robert Garcia, I thought, came into a really tough situation, and I think the coaching let him down a little bit. I don't think Robert Garcia should have been made to throw to Alex Bregman at all. And I do wonder, looking back now, hindsight's 2020, right? If you let him walk Bregman to pitch to Campbell, how does this game end differently? I think that it probably would have ended differently. Maybe Campbell still laces something into the outfield and it scores 2. But I'd have much rather taken my chances with Christian Campbell over Alex Bregman. Keep going. Without Evan Carter, the Rangers still wouldn't have made the playoffs since 2016. Evan Carter in September, that September call-up was everything. I do tend to agree with you, Sam. I think Evan Carter being called up, inserted into the lineup like he was, and having the kind of September that he did, it was everything. So that's another reason why, A, it feels really good to have Evan Carter back in the lineup, and B, I think Evan Carter, if you're ever going to get him back to that level, the 2023 level, you've got to play him every day. Y'all saw the video I put out today. If you didn't, go check it out after you get off the live. You've got to play your top prospect every day and develop him. He's never going to develop. Evan Carter is never going to develop if you don't play him nearly every day. And I know some people pushed back on me a little bit trying to talk about managing the injury. That's not really what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is stop making a conscious decision to bench Evan Carter against lefties. You know what? If he's played 6 games in a row and the next game just so happens to be against a lefty, whatever, right? Whatever. Great. But don't make the conscious decision we're sitting Evan Carter every time there's a lefty up. Now, with the Kevin Pillar injury, I don't think Evan Carter is going to be doing a whole lot of sitting at all. Kevin Pillar, I think it's hamstring. This team has all sorts of hamstring problems. But Kevin Pillar was playing through it, and he went on the 10-day IL today. Think he's just going to miss the minimum amount of time, so he'll probably be back within a week or so. Even when Kevin Pillar comes back, I really want to see Evan Carter just play every day. I do not want to see the platoon thing. I think it stunts the progression. I think it stunts the growth when you do that, especially do that to your top prospects. If you want him to be everything and more that you dreamed of when you drafted him and developed him in the minor leagues, stop sitting him. I don't want to say 50% of the time because it feels like there's more righty starters than lefties that you face in a given year. But when you're sitting him every single time against lefties, you're not fully developing him. So I hope that they don't make the same mistake that they did last year. I felt like it was a mistake. They came out very decisively. He's a platoon guy. Did they even give it a week? I felt like maybe they gave it like a week, Evan Carter just getting to play every day, if that. And then he had some struggles out the gate against lefties, and they shut it down. For me, I want to see Evan Carter every day unless he needs a day off for management, load management, or, the back's a little bit stiff, whatever the case may be. Santander Hardchuck was a guy I would have liked to see in a Rangers uniform. Now, he's not having a great year for Toronto. So, again, hindsight 2020, maybe it's for the best. But I would have loved to have a guy like Santander in the lineup. I thought he was a very, very solid player for the Orioles for multiple years, a 40 home run guy. That would be huge. That would be huge. We settled for Jock instead. Jock may be coming around, but shoot, Santander, the guy from last year in the Orioles uniform hitting 40 plus bombs. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 2023 World Series run. Everybody's favorite memory, most people's favorite memory, should be the Corey Seager home run, right? And y'all know, I was there, watched it live. Best game, best baseball moment I've ever been a part of. Corey Seager's home run. I mean, live, I guess. I didn't watch live game 5 in Arizona. That would have probably beat that moment, watching the team celebrate and win the World Series. Maybe that Corey Seager World Series game 1 moment was pretty dang special. I don't think that I'm ever going to be able to top that moment live at a baseball game. Like, even if I watched a perfect game live, Nate Eovaldi in the regular season threw like a perfect game and I happened to be there, I would still probably say Corey Seager for sure. The shot heard around the world. Sam, yes, sir. As a Ranger fan, who was your favorite player growing up? I would say Josh Hamilton. I've said that a number of times. I actually posted a Josh Hamilton video. It was a commercial that ESPN did with him after the Home Run Derby in 2008. It's pretty funny. I'll see if I can find it and repost it again. It was pretty hilarious. Just Google search or YouTube Josh Hamilton ESPN commercial. It's pretty funny. It made me miss the good old days, ham bone in the early 2000s. That's got to be up there for sure. A bunch of my buddies came out during the ALCS. We actually were going to a big festival, big music festival that was out here. A lot of like the early 2000s bands. Like, it was a lot of fun, ton of fun. But it happened to coincide with the ALCS. So a bunch of my high school buddies and we got to watch the ALCS together, got to watch Dolly go berserk on Houston in game 6, game 7. It was amazing. Absolutely amazing. So I definitely feel like that moment, watching the whole series unfold against Houston, that's up there in the 2023 run, 100%. Let's keep going. Someone saw Hamilton and Keller the other day. Yeah, that's right. I forgot. He still does kind of live around that area. You think a starter gets moved for a hitter, hard Chuck? I could see that. I think you've got excess in the starting pitching department. You've got John Gray, and John Gray's salary, $13 million. It feels like John Gray is going to be an attractive trade option for the Rangers. You get rid of the salary, and you also are able then to take on another contract. You've gotten rid of Leote. And Leote, by the way, had a game-tying RBI today. I told y'all the change of scenery. Leote, I think he had a single that tied up the game 5-5, and then the Mariners walked it off after that. So Leote already liking the change of scenery up in Seattle. But now that you have Leote off the books, you have, $4 million basically freed up there. You trade John Gray. That's another, 11, 12 million, whatever it is now, freed up. So there's some ways I think the Rangers can continue to get creative with the salary, with the room that they have, with the space that they have, without going over the luxury tax, to go out and get a bat, to go out and get a big name. That would be my preference. I really don't want to roll with this offense. I don't care if they score 10 runs tomorrow. I hope it happens. I don't trust the offense to be consistently good. That doesn't mean in the vacuum of a playoff series, they can't have a really good 3 or 4 game stretch, but I don't trust this offense to be consistently good. I think you're going to have moments where it's going to look great, and then you're going to have moments where we have 7 games in a row of what we saw when Corey Seager was out. So I think that you've got to go out and you've got to add somebody. I've said that, and I'm going to continue to say it. There's really nothing that would make me feel differently. Marcus Semien would have to hit 400 the next 2 months. Adolis Garcia would have to be hitting 350, dropping a bomb every 10 at-bats for me to get into the no-trade idea, the no-trade concept. I definitely feel like they've got to go out and get somebody. Keep going. Probably when whether we can overcome Boone as hitting coach. Look, I I wonder how quickly people are going to turn on Boone. I really do. I don't wish bad things for Brett Boone. If Brett Boone doesn't do well in his job, that means the Rangers aren't doing well. And I'm a little bit in the I told you so department, but not super heavy. So I'll say this. I'm just curious, strictly curious. How long is it going to take for people to turn on Brett Boone when the Rangers offense continues to kick the can down the road a little bit? I told y'all this, I didn't think Brett Boone would make a huge difference. And I said, it's a long-term play. I know that he's going to be potentially done at the end, but if it is going to be successful, I said it's going to be a longer-term play. How are the rookies, how are the young guys going to respond? I really have my doubts how well he's going to be able to get through to some of our vets that are regressing and aging anyways. I'm curious, how long is it going to take when the Rangers start scuffling a little bit offensively for Rangers fans to turn on Brett Boone? We keep going. 1-1 series, Matty boy. Not bad. 1-1 series. Tomorrow's the rubber match. Would love to see a Rangers dub. Jack Leiter on the mound. I think Jack has got a tough task. He's faced 3 really good teams in a row. Giants, Mariners, and now the Red Sox. Not an easy 1, 2, 3 to go up against. I think he gets the Rockies early next week. No disrespect to the Rockies. But Jack Leiter will get a little bit, I think, of an easier matchup back at home when Colorado comes to town. Early game tomorrow, 10:35 start. We won't be live right after the game's over, by the way. Want to make sure I say that a few times. I know some of y'all hop on almost as the game's coming to a close. We will not be going live immediately. Probably either doing a live later on, or we may just put out a recap video. So turn on those notifications, whether it's a reel, a short, or a live. Get those notifications on so you can stay caught up and at least have a shot to join the fun. But I don't know what we're going to be doing exactly tomorrow. We'll kind of see how the game goes. I'd like to think we can probably get in a live tomorrow, but I know it's kind of awkward with the timing, getaway day game. So we'll see. But definitely won't be going live right after the game's over. That'll be about 3 o'clock Texas time. A bunch of y'all will probably still be at work anyways. So we probably will do something later in the evening, if anything. But at minimum, I'll put out a short or a reel at some point tomorrow evening, maybe in reaction to something that happened during the game. That's the plan. Keep going. I got to disagree. We were insane only 2 years ago. We didn't get too old. I think it's a matter of clearing our heads, and I think Boone can and already has started that process. Maybe. I don't think Boone's done that much, Sam. I don't know. How much can we really expect? I'm not trying to be antagonistic. How much can you really expect Brett Boone to have done in a 24-hour period, a 36-hour period? Dude's not going to come in and just start changing swings up right when he gets off the plane. He's trying to get to know people. He's trying to understand and trying to get the feel of the situation. I don't think Boone has done a whole lot of swing tweaking at this point or really approach tweaking. I think he's going to start doing that as time goes on. I'd be really surprised if he's done anything groundbreaking since he's got there. And I just think you have to think about it logically. Dude's not going to come off the plane from wherever he was and just start bossing around Adolis Garcia, Corey Seager, and all these vets. Maybe the young guys, maybe, but think about it. You know, any job, any walk in life, when you get a brand new job somewhere, you're coming in and you're feeling it out. And it usually doesn't go super great if you come in and bulldoze it. So I got to disagree with the idea that Brett Boone has made some kind of crazy impact. And if that's what we're going with tonight, I would not say was a very good effort hitting wise, approach wise. 0 for 10. Marcus Semien had a pretty bad approach in a pretty big spot in the game. I just think we got to be careful. I know that we're bringing it up kind of to be funny. Brett Boone, second game, only scoring 4 runs. But look, the reality is we need to stop putting so much stock in what Brett Boone is doing. At the end of the day, I got to tell you, I was telling a couple of my buddies this. Like when I played, let me tell you how many times I blamed the coach or the hitting coach for me going 0 for 4. Like probably 0 times. Like I'd be mad at myself. I would get back in the cage and do work myself. Like the hitting coaches can only do so much. Like he's not the end all be all. I wouldn't put so much stock in the game to game on what Brett Boone is doing. I really wouldn't. So I think that he definitely can be a positive force for the Rangers offense. I just don't think we need to be taking it too seriously, game by game, approach by approach up at the plate. The hitting coaches can only do so much. Can only do so much. We'll see. We will see. I do think he is kind of the substitute teacher right now. That's a good analogy. And you know what? When it comes to substitute teachers, some are going to just tune it right on out. And some, you know what? Hey, this guy's kind of cool. I might listen to him a little bit. Like, that's how it was with most substitute teachers for me growing up. Some of them, you're like, this guy's all right. I think I might listen to him. Others, you're like, yeah, I'm just going to do my own thing. I'm good. So I actually think that's a pretty good comp. I do have faith in CY as well. I still say that firing Donnie Ecker without a healthy Corey Seager in the lineup was kind of a little bit of a knee-jerk reaction. So I do think CY is feeling it a little bit right now. I know that the other side of the coin, the other approach is, he's making moves. He's not messing around. I think the other side of the coin is he's maybe a little bit desperate right now. Making some moves in the middle of the season. Bruce Bochy has never had a coaching staff change. Chris Young knew that. I do think that it's a little knee-jerky right now. I think there's a little desperation with CY, and we can flip it and we can say it's, it's boss stuff. It's CY taking the bull by the horns, not messing around, taking names. I think the other side is he's feeling it. He's on the hot seat. Feels a little pressure. Knee-jerking a little bit based on game-to-game occurrences and things that are happening or not happening result by result. I hope that I'm wrong on that and that all this is just calculated and super calm, cool, and collected. But I'm a little worried CY is a bit desperate. And you know what they always say? Front offices love a desperate GM. I hope that Chris Young and Fenstermaker, Figueroa, all those guys make wise moves at the trade deadline. If they are going to be buyers, if they're going to be sellers, whatever the case may be, I hope there's zero desperation and there's just methodical, calculated, calm moves being made. Keep going. What do I think about the Pickens pickup? We'll see. I don't think the trade itself and what the Cowboys had to give up is all that bad. So I think on paper, it looks like a pretty good move. I'm definitely excited about it. I think they needed to do something. If they're not going to draft a wide receiver, you got to go out and get one. So I think the Pickens trade is actually like a legit trade, like something you say, okay, here we go. But I don't know if it's going to make them Super Bowl winners. I don't think I want to go that far. But I like the Pickens trade overall. Keep going. Let's see what we got. Appreciate all y'all hanging out. Wilyer is heating up. Yeah, Wilyer Abreu just loves playing the Rangers. They were talking on the broadcast, like if you took out Wilyer Abreu's stats against the Rangers, he'd kind of be having a bad season. Like, it's kind of true. I actually did look at it. His stats against everybody else, he really is a pretty mediocre player. Then he plays Texas and he turns into a juggernaut, man. I don't know what it is. Hey, I can say, though, you did have those teams growing up. You just felt super good and confident playing. It didn't matter who it was. Just seeing the jersey, you're like, I rake against this team, or I play really well against this team. So it doesn't surprise me. It really doesn't. The Cowboys trade, we were talking about George Pickens from the Steelers getting traded to the Cowboys. Cowboys gave up some draft picks. Look, we'll see how it goes. We will see how it goes. Appreciate everybody hanging out. Yeah, I think let me look real quick since y'all, a couple of y'all have asked about it. Let me look and see. I want to get the exact assets in the trade and who got what, because this happened while I was at work and I really didn't look too heavy at it. Focus more straight up on the Rangers game from there on out. So let's see. They will send a 2026 third round pick and a 2027 fifth round pick to the Steelers. And we get a 2027 sixth round pick. Okay. So we basically gave up, a third round pick and a fifth round pick over the next couple of years to get Pickens. And wasn't Pickens a first rounder? He was drafted in the second round by Pittsburgh. Okay. So I really don't think that trade is any kind of big time disadvantage one way or the other. The Steelers clearly get some draft picks, maybe weren't happy with Pickens, so fresh start for him in a different place. I'm excited about it. I don't think it means Cowboys are winning the Super Bowl, but they needed somebody else to run alongside CD. Pickens had almost 1,000 yards, 32nd in the league, 900 yards even, 3 touchdowns. That Pittsburgh offense is not anything super special, but we'll see how he does in a Cowboys uni. I'm excited. All right, let me see, y'all. We got an early game tomorrow. I'm going to go ahead and preview that matchup. Sam, we go into the bowl. Man, that would be sweet. George Pickens is the final key, unlocking the Cowboys, making a deep run. Wouldn't that be something, man? Wouldn't that be something? Shoot, I'm on ESPN right now. Boston lost again. Boston lost to the Knicks again. You got to be kidding me. Wow. See, Denver's getting smoked at the moment. I cannot believe the Knicks beat Boston again. My goodness. I know we're going a little bit all over the place tonight, y'all. And then the Stars are starting the first period here with the Jets. We're going to get off here in a little bit and go enjoy a night of sports. But let me take a look at the preview for tomorrow. I want to go through the opposing lineups against each probable starter, and then we're going to call it a night. Houston, unfortunately, won tonight. Seattle beat the Athletics. And did the Angels play today? Where's their game at, man? The Angels, where are you? Come on. Oh, they're playing right now. Top of the third, 0-0. So here we go. Game tomorrow. Let's check it. Jack Leiter is going to be on the bump. And Jack has, I think, pitched against Boston before, yeah? So he should have a few numbers, small sample sizes, but a few numbers, I think, against them. Nobody's got more than 3 ABs. Wilyer Abreu, of course, is 1 for 1 with an RBI. Bregman 0 for 2 against Leiter. Campbell 2 for 2. Devers 0 for 3, although that was when he was starting off really rough to the season. Jaron Duran 1 for 3. Rafaela 0 for 2. Story 1 for 2. Toro 1 for 3. Connor Wong 0 for 2. And then against Bayo or Bello, however you say it, I don't profess to be a Boston Red Sox name pronouncer expert, but against the Red Sox probable starter, we got Barnhart. I don't think he's going to play tomorrow, but 2 for 2. Carter 2 for 2. Doley 1 for 10 with a homer. Jonah Heim 1 for 5 with a homer. Josh Young 2 for 8. Wyatt Langford 0 for 3. Jock Peterson 0 for 2. Corey Seager 4 for 11. Marcus Simeon 2 for 11. Josh Smith 0 for 2. We'll see. See how tomorrow goes. Really small sample size. Seager, Simeon, Garcia have some ABs against the Red Sox probable starter for tomorrow, but I think overall pretty low sample size here. We'll see what happens. But Jack Leiter looking for a bounce back game. Hasn't looked amazing the last 2 starts, but it's been against some really quality competition. The Giants, the Mariners, 2 of the better teams in baseball. Red Sox, second in the AL East right now. I think that this offense is totally a legit offense in this league. It's going to be another tall task for Jack Leiter. I hope he can bounce back. I'm not going to be surprised if there's a few hits off of him tomorrow, but I hope that he can have a really, really strong start after a couple of rocky ones. Get the Rangers on the road to Detroit for the weekend series on a really good note, having won a road series. No easy feat. Early game tomorrow. Rangers are probably getting back to the hotel here in a minute, heading to bed, and they'll get up and do it all over again. 12:35 start for the Rangers in Boston. That's Texas time. 10:35 for me out here in Vegas. We'll see how this goes. Third game, rubber match. Hope the Rangers can pull it out, head to Detroit on a happy flight. That's the plan. All right, y'all. We are going to go ahead and sign off. We got a Stars game to watch. I think that game's still 0-0. I hope it's still 0-0. Looks like 6.5 minutes left in the first period. 0-0. Stars visiting the Winnipeg Jets. Whew, that's going to be a good one. That's going to be a great series. I am excited for that one. Look, appreciate all y'all hanging out. Do me a favor. If you have not followed the account yet, you liked what you saw today, definitely hit that follow or subscribe button. I would be very grateful. You know somebody that's a diehard. You know somebody that loves ball, loves the Rangers. Please share one of my videos with them. A short, a reel, one of my lives. I would be very, very grateful. Let's keep growing this good group of people we got. Talking ball, talking Rangers baseball. I am very, very thankful for all the comments, questions, all y'all that are liking, the people that have been watching since I turned this thing on about an hour ago. Thank you. I definitely don't take y'all for granted. Appreciate the support very, very much. Hoping tomorrow we can be here under a little bit of better circumstances, right? We got a good game yesterday, a little bit of a stinker tonight. Let's be a little bit more upbeat tomorrow after a dub. That's the plan. That is the plan. Sam, thank you, man. Appreciate the compliment. Albert, same to you as well, man. Thank you so, so much. I want to win tomorrow, man. I feel myself. I'm just a little down. I was really wanting the Rangers to get this win tonight. I got to bring a little bit better positive energy tomorrow. I'm trying, y'all. It's hard after losses like this. But we're going to come back tomorrow, hopefully with the Rangers having won 2 out of 3 in Boston. Let's do it. Let's get it. John, appreciate the compliment as well. Thank you for following too, man. That means a lot. A couple of y'all just followed. Man, super grateful. Come hang out again tomorrow. Probably will be live sometime in the early evening if you are in Central Time Zone. I would say maybe think like 7:30, something like that. So I'll try and let y'all know. If you're not following me on Facebook or on X or Threads or Blue Sky, I'll always usually post on there when I'm going to be going live. So turn on the notifications so you can get that update. But hope to see y'all tomorrow. If not tomorrow, we'll be here all weekend long talking Tigers, Rangers. That's the next Rangers opponent. It's going to be good stuff. Have a great rest of your Wednesday and a good rest of the week ahead. And as I always say to end every show, God bless and go